What's crack, everybody? Hope you're well. Hope you're very well, wherever you are. On the road. Traveling around. Joining us for the Final Tablefish quiz. It is 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday. It is my favorite time of the week, and I have 64 questions and a pixelated for you tonight. That means that there is more points on offer than there have been in any Tablefish quiz since Tablefish 1. 72 points. Chance to set a record tonight, folks. And whoever wins Tablefish tonight will, of course, be the reigning Tablefish champion. And I'll happily send them a certificate to prove it. Hope you guys are all well. Hope you're having a good week. Hope you're easing through it. It's beautiful outside. I'm so glad you were able to join us this evening. The AI in the camera is having a way harder time picking up the edges of my body when I wear this shirt than when I wear, real shirts, t-shirts, etc. But I decided I wanted to dress kind of stupid. So here we are. I hope you're well. Hope you're looking forward to the quiz. We have general knowledge, Doctor, tomorrow in history, dingbats, geography and science, grandma last request, what's that tune, and alphabet soup. Wisteria haven't got an answer sheet yet. You don't need to worry. So you're not on the scoreboard, Wisteria. So go to www.table.fish. Create a team and log in. We should be able to get you in. We'll get started in a minute or two, folks. I've got a few bits to organize still. Wouldn't be Tablefish quiz if it was already go, would it? So just give me 1 minute or two to get sorted. What the heck? Oh, I'll have to wait until later. We gotta get started with the quiz. Jace. So if anyone was hoping this last quiz wouldn't be a teensy-weensy bit sentimental, I hate to disappoint you. We gotta get started. Is the lo-fi the right temperature? Let's play this. Oh, I'm gonna need the microphone. Right, let's get rolling, folks. Round one, question one, general knowledge. Before her marriage to Charles, what was Princess Diana's surname? Yep. They kind of lose their surnames when they become royals, right? Just becomes weird titles. Oh, answer sheets. They're an important part of this quiz. Team Council should be able to see your answer sheets, of course. So before her marriage to Charles, what was Princess Diana's surname? We just watched the kind of biopic-y dramatization starring Kristen Stewart. It's actually pretty good. Would highly recommend. But anyway, I would recommend. Before her marriage to Charles, what was Princess Diana's surname? Question 2. What world leader made a classic faux pas this week by criticizing the illegal invasion of Iraq? There was so much to like about this faux pas. This is one of my favorite political faux pas of all time. Big congrats to the Tailfish team on Trish for getting those exam results. One of my mates on WhatsApp just described my outfit today as Florida-style business smart. What world leader made a classic faux pas this week by criticizing the illegal invasion of Iraq? Question 3. The art of producing plants in gardens for food or pleasure is known as what? So a lot to play for tonight. 16 teams on the scoreboard. Winner becomes all-time reigning table fish champion. Probably. Give or take. The art of producing plants in gardens for food or pleasure is known as what? Question 4. The Petronas Towers are found in what capital city? I've been up them. They're pretty cool, I guess. They're no Liberty Hall, I'll tell you that. They're no Capitol Dock. The Petronas Towers are found in what capital city? Named after the oil company Petronas. Which might give you a clue, I guess. Maybe. I suspect most of you got it anyway. On we go. Question 5. Name the hit musical inspired by the controversial pre-2002 World Cup Republic of Ireland camp in Saipan. It's the 20-year anniversary of the pre-2002 Republic of Ireland World Cup warm-up camp in Saipan. If you're not Irish and you don't know why we don't know it's the anniversary of the warm-up camp, then you are blessed. You've had a less controversial life than we have. Name the hit musical inspired by the controversial pre-2002 World Cup Republic of Ireland warm-up camp in Saipan. Question 6. What was the nickname for the Manchester United team that played after the Munich air disaster? We've asked this question on the quiz before, to be honest with you. But there's a soft spot in my heart for the history of sports teams that had to recover after losing first strings in accidents of any sort. I always think they're quite incredible stories. What was the nickname for the Manchester United team that played after the Munich air disaster? Question 7. My money doesn't jiggle, jiggle, it folds is currently a viral quote from what British TV personality? This sound is doing the rounds on Instagram Reels and TikTok. My money doesn't jiggle, jiggle, it folds. It's currently a viral quote from what British TV personality? Question 8. What actress played Margaret Thatcher in the 2011 film The Iron Lady? I don't know what nightmare merchant decided we wanted Thatcher back, but they made a biopic about her anyway. Lions D, Absolute Tulips, You're a Quizzer, Team Glenn, Wisteria, Quarantina Turner, Frazzle Dazzle Denim Chicken, Team Kalala, Slaz and Clean, Uncivil Servants, Headmice on the Road, Yup Yup in a Cup, Calorima Brain, Matt and Neve, and then on Team Lobster, Denim Chicken. Again, there's two of you. You guys are fighting it out. What actress played Margaret Thatcher in the 2011 film The Iron Lady? This is our first of tonight's Pixelated. You have to tell us what movie this Pixelated still is from. We have a lot more rounds tonight, so it's a lot fewer pixels now, and it's going to be even slower depixelating than usual, but the same principle applies. You got to tell us what movie that still is from. The sooner you get it, the more points it's worth, because you can continue having the correct answer in every subsequent round. And here's your first recap slide of the night before marriage to Charles. What was Princess Diana's surname? What world leader made a classic faux pas this week by criticizing the illegal invasion of Iraq? That's world leader, former world leader, former world leader. If you've already hit submit and you really want to appeal that, you can. Former world leader is what it should say. The art of producing plants and gardens for food and pleasure is known as what? The Petronas Towers are found in what capital city? Name the hit musical inspired by the pre-controversial 2002 World Cup Republic of Ireland warm-up camp in Saipan. What was the nickname for the Manchester United team that played after the Munich air disaster? My money doesn't jiggle jiggle, it falls, is a viral quote from what British TV personality and what actress played Margaret Thatcher in 2011 film The Iron Lady? Team Captains, you have 2 minutes. As always, it's just gone 8:14, even until 8:16 to get those answers in. Some answers already coming in thick and fast. Oh wow. Oh wow. Uncivil servants. Uncivil servants. I appreciate the commentary about Team Lobster, about the answer you've suggested for Jiggle Jiggle It Falls. It's not correct, but I appreciate the commentary. And Team Glenn, I think your suggested actress for Meryl Streep would have actually been really good. It's not right though, but it would have been really good. Uncivil servants, you have a bonus question. That's why I was reacting. So well done to you guys. Could be a big score for you tonight. Alright, Team Captains, I'm collecting the answer sheets in 10 seconds, so if you haven't already hit submit, please do hit it. Wow. That Powers whiskey was sponsored by Malloy's in Dublin. Big shout out to Malloy's. They've done pretty well out of it because now I go there all the time, and we all know, you know, I enjoy a drink. Alright, Team Kalala and Uncivil Servants, you guys got the bonus question. Well done to ye. So, you're in the clear. Keep putting that answer down for the rest of the quiz. Before her marriage to Charles, Princess Diana's surname was Spencer. Well done if you got that. What world leader made a classic faux pas this week by criticizing the illegal invasion of Iraq? It was George Bush. He was trying to criticize Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine, and he accidentally said Iraq, which was, of course, his invasion, which is hilarious. Like, properly like one of the best Bushisms of all time, if you remember when those things were a thing. The art of producing plants and garden for food or pleasure is known as horticulture. A little bit of love for the team that said agriculture. We're probably driven astray by food, which I found misleading as well. Hard look on that one. Petronas Towers are found in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Well, don't forget that. The hit musical, inspired by the controversial pre-2002 World Cup warm-up camp in Saipan, is I Kino. A lot of love for our non-Irish teams playing, who were like, what are you talking about? This was the controversy when Roy Keane left the Irish team just before the World Cup because of clashes of personalities and amateurism in the FIA, and more importantly, I guess the conditions in this random island of Saipan that they'd gone to, which is miles from anywhere, before the World Cup. But I was too young to really engage with all at the time. I don't know who was right, but it seems now probably Roy Keane. Anyway, Busby's Babies, or Busby's Babes, were the United team that played after Munich air disaster. Well, don't forget that. My money doesn't jiggle jiggle, it folds, is a current quote from the Louis Theroux documentary maker. Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady was played by Meryl Streep, but a few teams actually said what Glenn said, which is Gillian Anderson, and I think she would have been superb, and that gets us on to round 2, Dr. Doctor. So, let's have a wee look at the scoreboard, shall we? On civil servants, you get the bonus question, you're in a good place, right? You're in first place in the table right now with a perfect score of 9 points. The only other team to get the bonus question were Team Kalala. And if you've got it, you're in a great place to pick up some serious points from that over the course of the quiz. Oh, the crown, Gillian Anderson. That makes sense. Yes. Well, maybe you should just be a casting director. All right, everybody, let's get going. Team Cams should be able to see your answer sheets. Dr. Doctor. The answers to these questions are all famous doctors from, mostly from fiction. Maybe entirely from fiction? I can't quite remember. I am aware, and I want to apologise, that all of these doctors, with the exception of one, which is actually a clue and not an answer, are men. That's my bad. I should have done better. So apologies to everyone on that. I didn't notice until like 2 minutes before the quiz when all the answers were already in. Here we go. This one featured in a charting song by Danish pop group Aqua. It went number 1 in the UK. Is there any plans for an in-person table fish? Yeah, just keep an eye on the Instagram. Keep an eye on the Instagram, and I'll see if I can make it happen. This one featured in a charting song by Danish pop group Aqua. I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb. Which doctor are we talking about? Did I just give away the answer to something? Did I give away the answer to something? It's entirely possible. How I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb. Question 3. JD's angry mentor in Scrubs, played by John C. McGinley. Now watch us spurs this up. Did I display the scoreboard? I definitely didn't go through it. Uncivil servants are first. They're on a perfect score. Euro quiz of Quarantina Turner, Team Kalala, Matt and Neve, and Anand, Denim Chicken. You guys are all tied for second on 8s. Lions T, Team Glenn, Wisteria, Fake Fazadazzle, Yup Yup in a Cup. You guys are all tied for 8th on 7. And then we got a couple of teams on 6. So strong start for pretty much everybody. JD's angry mentor in Scrubs, played by John C. McGinley. Question 4. The eponymous character in this book and movie, which was released in 1965 and then banned in the Soviet Union. Oh, lol. Oops. Sorry. Classic tablefish faux pas. The eponymous character of this book and movie which was released in 1965 and then banned in the Soviet Union? What could we possibly be talking about? Question 5. Nkudi Gatwa is set to play him, the 15th different person to do so. I think Copper's DJ will let me play the lo-fi. I think Copper's even has a DJ. I've never seen one. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a CD. Is Copper's just a CD? Who knows? Nkudi Gatwa is said to play him, the 15th different person to do so. Question 6. MD, played by Hugh Laurie, but based on Sherlock Holmes. MD, played by Hugh Laurie, but based on Sherlock Holmes. Who are we looking for here? Question 7. Doctors Pierce, Blake, Honeycutt, and Potter, and Houlihan were just some of the doctors on this successful show. I think I changed that recap slide, put it on the main slide. Doctors Pierce, Blake, Honeycutt, Potter, and Houlihan were just some of the doctors on this successful show. Question 8. Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy are the two most famous actors to play this doctor. There was a time when if you just hadn't been a Coppers, it just meant that you hadn't been out past 2 in the morning in Dublin. That was just the catch-all for like every other nightclub closing. Maybe I just clubbed during a particularly awful era of licensing laws, but that was what it felt like. Anyway, Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy, the two most famous actors to play this doctor. Here's your pixelated, slightly depixelated. One team has it. No, 2 teams have it. Uncivil Servants and Team Kalala. I'll try to keep up with that as the quiz goes on, who has it and who doesn't, but do me a favour and listen up whenever I'm shouting it at you. I think it's fairly gettable. I don't know. Just my gut. And here's your recap slide. This one featured in a charting song by Danish pop group Aqua. How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. JD's angry mentor and Scrubs, played by John C. McGinley. The eponymous character of this book and movie, which was released in 1965 and then banned in the Soviet Union. Nkudi Gatwa is set to play him, the 15th different person to do so. MD, played by Hugh Laurie, but based on Sherlock Holmes. Doctors Pierce, Blake, Honeycutt, and Potter were just some of the doctors on this successful show. Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy are the two most famous actors to play this doctor. Team captains, you have 2 minutes. It's just gone 8:26. You have until 8:28 to get those answers in. I will get correcting. I will try not to give away any answers while I correct. And you have our bonus question. A lot of people just naming TV shows with lots of doctors for 7. Denim Chicken, you've got our bonus question. Well done to you guys. Keep them coming. 10 seconds, Team Cams. If you haven't already hit submit, please do hit it. And collecting the answer sheets right now. Not a doctor, but he has a PhD in mutants or something. He's definitely a doctor. I will check with the medical council of whatever world the X-Men operate in. Let's go. Dr. Jones, calling Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones. Now, I think you all knew it. I was sadly impressed. Although we've asked a lot of questions about Aqua in 172 quizzes. I think they disproportionately feature on Table Fish. I was a big Aqua fan for many years. Still am, actually. I'd see them if they were gigging. I would see them. Stop Worrying, Love the Bomb is, of course, Doctor Strangelove. The film. Satire? Cold War satire. JD's angry mentor in Scrubs, played by John C. McGinley, is Dr. Cox. The eponymous character of this book and movie, which was released in 1965 and then banned in the Soviet Union, Dr. Zhivago, Yuri Zhivago. Interestingly, one of the Table Fish players during a Table Fish quiz recommended me a podcast called Winds of Change, about the song Winds of Change, and about the theory that the CIA had created the song Winds of Change in order to instill a sort of a cultural revolution in Russia at the fall of the Soviet Union. During that podcast, they discovered something which is true, which is the CIA did actively smuggle copies of Dr. Zhivago into the Soviet Union at the end of the 80s, which is very, very interesting. And Kurikawa is set to play the Doctor from Doctor Who, the Doctor. I accepted Doctor Who as the answer, but anyway, so the Doctor obviously got the points too. MD, played by Hugh Laurie, but based on Sherlock Holmes, is of course House. House is a play on Holmes, Home, House, Home, which I only found out recently. Doctors Pierce, Blake, Honeycutt, Potter, Houlihan, a couple of others. They were all doctors on MASH. What a show that was. What an absolute show. Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy are the two most famous actors to play Charles Xavier, which Wikipedia tells me he's a doctor, but at least one team has questioned it. And that gets on around 3 tomorrow in history. So super stuff. Let's see. And Uncivil Servants, Denim Chicken, and Team Kalala, you guys all have our pixelated at this point. So well done to you guys. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. I think the scoreboard's kind of got hot. Uncivil Servants and Denim Chicken, you guys have all had really good starts to the quiz. You're on 17 points, courtesy of a perfect score and an 8 each. Then we've got a whole bunch of teams tied for 4th. Matt and Eve, Team Kalala, Quarantine Turner, you're a Quizzard. Team Glenn, all on your own in 8th and 15. Lions, T, Fake Fazzle Dazzle, and Team Lobster 9th. Wisteria, Caledonia McBray tied for 12th. Slaz and Keane, Tad Monsters, you'll be up in a cup hoping for a little bit more love as the quiz goes on. I'm sure you guys will get it. But otherwise, a solid start all round. Let's get on to round 3 tomorrow in history. These are all things that happened on May 25th over the years. And May 25th was a bit of a doozy, actually. There was plenty of content for the tomorrow in history round. For today's quiz, Team Captains, you should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's go. 1878, HMS Pinafore opens in London. A comic opera by what duo? Yeah, HMS Pinafore, of course, a very, very useful plot device in The Simpsons when Sideshow Bob is trying to murder the family. That might be the first time Scorcher Katie has ever appeared live on Table Fish, delivering beer. That she's appeared in video form before, but she knows I'm trying to enjoy this last one. Anyway, let's go on to question 2. 1878, HMS Pinafore opens in London, a comic opera by what duo? Question 2. In 1895, name the Irish novelist, playwright, and poet convicted of committing acts of gross indecency with other male persons. These were separate cans. For the record, I did not just crack open this can and then finish it. That would be ridiculous. They were two different cans. There was a little bit left in the first one. So I drank a bit of the second one, then drank a bit. Anyway. I'm sure you guys were all worried about me for a second. It's a school night. 1895, name the Irish novelist, playwright, and poet convicted of committing acts of gross indecency with other male persons. Question 3. In 1925, a teacher called John Scopes was indicted for teaching a particular topic in Tennessee. What was it? Now, I should say for the avoidance of doubt that this wasn't an accident. He very slightly intended to be indicted, but that's neither here nor there. 1925, a teacher called John Snopes was indicted for teaching a particular topic in Tennessee. What was it? She appear in the birthday one. No, I think that might have been Richie and Joe. The one where I got really drunk on my birthday, the first birthday. 1925, a teacher called John Scopes was indicted for teaching a particular topic in Tennessee. What was it? Question 4. In 1961, JFK announced the USA was going to do something specific before the decade was out. What was it? It was to a joint session of Congress tomorrow, 1961. It's the end of May. Is school even still in? I have no idea. 1961, JFK announced the USA was going to do something specific before the decade was out. What was it? Question 5. In 1977, this film opened. It went on to become the highest grossing film of all time and is now known by a slightly different name. I'm going to accept either name, but I'll be a little bit more impressed if you know the original one, given that's clearly what the question's asking. We're not fussy here at Tablefish Quiz. In 1977, this film opened. It went on to become the highest grossing film of all time and is now known by a slightly different name. What is it? Question 6. 1978, the first attack by Ted Kaczynski takes place. What's he better known as? In 1978, the first attack by Ted Kaczynski takes place. What is he better known as? Where the hell is the redo button on Excel? What the... Anyway, here we go. 1986. 5.5 million people in the USA, including Michael Jackson, Ronald Reagan, Michael J. Fox, and others. Robin Williams, for example, did this for 15 minutes. This is something real, memorable, culturally important. It isn't like brushing their teeth or something. At least I think it isn't. (1986), 5.5 million people in the USA, including Michael Jackson, Ronald Reagan, Michael J. Fox, and others did this for 15 minutes. Question 8. In 2011, the final episode of this extremely famous talk show aired in the United States. Extremely famous. In 2011, the final episode of this extremely famous talk show aired in the United States. All right, here you go. One more time on this on this thing. 4 teams have got it. It's gettable. Oh, bit of a crash on PowerPoint there. Almost had a heart attack. Let's go. Here's your recap slide for the round. 1878, HMS Pinafore opens in London. A comic opera by what duo? 1895, name the Irish novelist, playwright, and poet convicted of committing acts of gross indecency with other male persons. 1925, teacher John Scopes was indicted for teaching what topic in Tennessee. 1961, JFK said the USA was going to do something before the decade was out. What was it? 1977, this film opened and went on to become one of the highest grossing films of all time. The highest grossing film of all time, and is now known by a slightly different name. 1978, the first attack by Ted Kaczynski takes place. What's he better known as? 1986, 5.5 million people in the USA, including Michael Jackson, Ronald Reagan, Michael J. Fox, and others, did this for 15 minutes. In 2011, the final episode of this extremely famous talk show aired in the United States. What is it? Team Cams, it's just gone 8:39. You have until 8:41. Get those answers in. Don't be slacking. Deal with that in a moment. Let's look at some of the answers coming in. How are we doing? Team Glenn, you've managed to get Fake Fazzle Dazzle, you've managed to get our bonus question, our pixelated. Glenn, you were having a fine run. Bang, 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 bang. And then unseated. A lot of people have a very good memory of the first half of what JFK said. But I'm not being fussy. I wouldn't worry about it. Team Captains, you're out of time. So if you haven't already hit it, please do hit submit. I'm collecting the answer sheets right now. Yeah, all right. Let's laughing away at the idea that Anton Deck writing HMS Pinafore. It's good stuff. All right, let's skip through the answers, shall we? 1875, HMS Pinafore opens in London. It was written by Gilbert and Sullivan. You know 9 now. You guys didn't even put down an answer for 9. Yeah, go on. Yeah, fair enough. 1895, the name of the Irish novelist, playwright, and poet convicted of committing acts of gross indecency with other male persons. Of course, Oscar Wilde. the GOAT. 1925, a teacher called John Scopes was indicted for teaching evolution, which was actually part of the curriculum in his particular science course in Tennessee, but it was illegal for him to teach. So the advocacy group looked for a volunteer teacher to teach evolution and be arrested and indicted for it. And he was indicted and tried and found guilty and fined, which is all crazy. 1961, JFK announced the USA was going to do something specific. They were going to put a man on the moon and bring him back again safely. All of you remember they were going to put a man on the moon, but JFK was also quite confident they were going to bring him back safely, except for Uriquizard, who did say that. But then they didn't get the technical name for this movie. So in 1977, this movie opened. It was the highest grossing film of all time and is now known by a slightly different name. At the time, it was just called Star Wars. We now call it Episode 4, A New Hope, but at the time, it was just called Star Wars. 1978, the first attack by the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski. Yeah, he sent mail bombs to universities and airliners and I think one other type of institution, Ted Kaczynski. 1986, 5.5 million people, including the USA, including Michael Jackson, Ronald Reagan, and Michael J. Fox, held hands for 15 minutes. It was hands across America. It's cut off at the bottom there, but you guys can see it was held hands across America. In 2011, the final episode of the Oprah Winfrey Show aired in the United States. Well done if you got that. That gets down around 4. Dingbats. Let me just have a quick look through round 3 to see who got it. Yes, you're a Quizzard. That is correct. You're a Quizzard. Have it. Denim Chicken has it. We knew that. Lions T have it. On Civil Servants have it. I think we knew that. Quarantine and Turner have it. Fake Fazadaza has it, and Team Glenn has it. They are all the people who have the bonus question. Let's recalculate the scoreboard and display it for you now. See how people are doing. So, at the top of the table, we have Uriquizard, Quarantine and Turner, and. You guys are all tied for 25 points, which is pretty amazing. Team Glenn and Civil Servants, Matt and Neve, and Denim Chicken. You guys are all one off the lead, tied for 4th. Team Kalala, all on your own in 8th. Lions T, Fake Fazadaza in 9th. You guys are getting, I think you're getting pretty badly punished by that bonus question. There's absolutely dishing points out to some people up at the top. Team Lobster 11th, Wisteria 12th, Calamema Braid tied with 12th, and then Yup Slaz, Anki and Tadmeisters, and ourselves, Tablefish Admin. Right, let's get on around 4. Last week we asked you to request rounds. Anyone who wanted a round, get it out of the way. We got requested Dingbats so many times over the last 2 years, and I didn't do it because we actually write all of our questions. We don't just take them from a question database somewhere. We write them. We look at question databases to get inspiration for questions, but we write all of our own questions. I didn't know how to write a Dingbats round, so here is the Dingbats round that I have shamelessly plagiarized from somewhere else. So sue me. I hope you guys don't mind too much, but this is your Dingbats round. I'm going to give you 35 seconds on each Dingbat, and I'm going to have a recap slide at the end of the Dingbats for you guys to look at the Dingbats some more, and that's how we're going to do this. Dingbats, for those of you who don't know, are word play or icon play that gives a hint to a particular turn of phrase or whatever. So each of these is a turn of commonly used phrase or commonly used expression expressed in some slightly weird way. You have to sort of decode what we mean by the expression. The very best of luck. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you don't enjoy it that much, because it'd be sad if the best round we've ever had we brought in as a concept on our very final quiz. Anyway, Team Cams should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's go. This one should be nice and easy. What is this one? Yeah, Control Z would have worked, but I didn't press it, so guess that one's on me. On we go. What is this one? I should get back to what I was doing before. Next. This one. If you guys are finding this like nuts, you can just like tell me and I just won't give anyone any points for it. That's the power I hold. And number 5. And on to question 6. No clue what's going on here. Oh, there is a music round. And there will be tunes. And YouTube be damned. Well, YouTube won't be damned. We're on my personal account. They gave us like a good few warnings last time before banning us, so I hope they do the same again. Chad Hurley, if you're out there, I'll give you guys loads. I'll leave this up for the break, right? So if you're really struggling with it, you'll get a bit more time. Question 7. Some of these are kind of famous. Like, I've definitely seen some of these before. That doesn't mean I would have got them. And the final one. Loving this round. I think Lions T were one of the organizations that were consistently requesting this round, to be fair. So I would expect no less from you guys. And I'm delighted to hear that you're doing well. Or at least you're enjoying it. Should be moving on to the recap, shouldn't I? Alright. Oh, here's your... this thing again. All right. just before I go any further, just let me switch off the PowerPoint for a second. Just got to make a quick edit here. You're pretty ugly looking edit, but anyway, we do what we have to do. So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take 6 minutes, give you guys a chance to get a cup of tea, get a drink, make a whiskey sour if that's what you're doing, have a G&T, pour a glass of wine or whatever. I'll put the dingbats back up. Just before I do, I want to go full screen, and ooh, you don't want to see that, that's ugly. And I just want to throw these names up just one more time. Apologies for the slightly dirty slide, and some of the people who are here twice because the names on their cards have changed over the years or whatever. But these are all the people who contributed to Table Fish, certainly in the last kind of year and a half when we switched over the stripes, and those who contributed through contribution slide. And I actually can't say thank you enough to you guys. As I'm sure will become clear towards the end of the quiz, I enjoyed this more than any of you did, and it wouldn't have been possible without the team. And there was a time, certainly, when these contributions were like materially important to the team, and we were able to give loads of money to charity too, somewhere north of €10,000, I think, overall the various things we did. But a huge thank you to all of you, all those names. It's been absolutely super. Details are in the description because someone asked for them last week, but we don't expect anything from these quizzes. As I said last week, the contributions were a way of keeping the quiz going into the future, so we think it'd be unfair to ask for them now. But again, thank you guys so much for all your support. You kept it going for way longer because there was a team of people doing the boring bits behind the scenes in Table Fish who weren't sitting in this chair, who weren't having fun like I am, and it was those people you were supporting, so thank you again. Here is your Dingbats recap. We're going to come back to the second half of the quiz at 9:02 on that screen. Best of luck, and I'll talk to you guys in about 6 minutes. Team Camps, you still have another minute of your break, but I'm going to collect those answer sheets. So, I'm going to stick up the thank you card again. All right, we're back. Back for the second half of the quiz. Boy, they feel long. Was this really the default length for years? Did we really just do them this long for freaking ages? All right, anyway. Frazzle Dazzle Lions T. Quarantine Turner. Yoda Quizzard. Team Glenn. Uncivil Servants. Matt and Neve. Denim Chicken. You are the teams, Team Kalala, that have our bonus question. Let's go over the answers, shall we? This was baseline. I don't know, like baseline. I could have put the line anywhere. I don't know why the dingbat forced me to put the line there. I don't understand. If you're bad at these, you should see how bad I am. This was a back door. Like it's the word door, but it's R-O-O-D instead of D-O. Maybe I should have mirrored it. I don't know. An inside job. An inside job, like when a bank gets robbed by one of its employees, it's an inside job. The uphill struggle. I have no trivia. No. An upset tummy. Initially, when I wrote this, I just rotated the word tummy, so it would have been Y-U-M-M-T. No, it would have been Y-M-M-T. Y-M-M-U-T. Sorry. But then I switched it around, so I hope that you all got that. An afterthought, so it's the word an after the word thought. An afterthought. Anyone for tennis? Anyone for tennis? And afternoon tea. Afternoon. Oh, that should be TEA. Otherwise, there's no pun. Afternoon tea. TEA. Obviously, I guess on round 5 geography and science. I hope you enjoyed that. That got, as I say, that got requested so many times, so many times over the years. I was glad to finally be able to deliver on it. But let's recalculate the scoreboard. I think you all did quite well. There were a couple of teams that were like, I don't get this. But I think for the most part, you did quite well. As a result, we have your quiz at Quarantine at Turner. You guys are on top 34 points. Team Glenn, Neve, and Denim Chicken. You guys are in second with 33 points. It's really hot today. This is one heck of a quiz. Uncivil Servants in 7th. You're just 2 off the lead. Team Kalala, Fake Frazzle Dazzle tied for 8th. You guys are just 3 off the lead. Lions T in just outside the top, like 10th. Just like struggling to get into the top 10. You're only 4 off the lead. So loads and loads to play for. Glenn Calonia playing solo. I think Glenn completely hopeless at getting our pixelated, and you're sitting just in 11th there, best of the rest. So people having a great quiz today. It must be said. Upward struggle acceptable. I don't know. Probably. What team name am I looking for? I'm looking for Denim Chicken. Yes, we gave it. So yeah, there's no reason why we wouldn't really. Team Camps should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's go. Geography and science. Alfred Nobel founded his famous prizes with the proceeds of what invention? Geez, I didn't fact check this before I wrote it. What do you invent? Okay, yeah, Grant. I was like, oh, that could be an urban myth. Did Lions T not get all of them correct? Let me check. Oh, Lions T for some reason didn't get points for the bonus question, which you did have correct. So yes, sorry, that's changed. Lions T have popped up, and they're now tied for 8th. Alfred Nobel funded his famous prize with the proceeds of what invention? Question 2. What does a barometer actually measure? I don't know about you guys. I work in innovation. There was going to be an About Chris round. I was going to ask you what I did. I don't know how many of you know, but some of you certainly do. I work in innovation, and people use barometer to mean anything. They're just like, can we get some sort of barometer to measure how many people are coming to our conference? Can we get some sort of barometer on how many transactions are being made through our website? Can we get a... Drives me mental. It very specifically measures something. What does a barometer actually measure? Question 3. Though we call it a sea, what is the largest lake in the world? There's a bit of a hint there. There was no hill, so upward struggle is right. Yeah, but upward struggle is not really a well-known turn phrase, is it? You got the points, so let's not lose a friendship over this. How are the top 2 teams on 34 points when 33 is the max possible with the pixel round? No, 40 is the max possible with the pixel round after 4 rounds. But you almost got me there. You can get... No, 40 is not the most possible. You can get 9 points per round. So 36 is the highest possible. Though we call it a sea, what is the largest lake in the world? Honestly, the platform doesn't actually give me the ability to award any more points than I could award. Otherwise, we would have had 2-point questions and bonus points a long time ago. But it was just functionality we never built. Question 4. What US state contains the wettest place on Earth? Oh, I should clarify. You get points for every round that you get the bonus point, the bonus question, right? So the earlier you get the bonus question, the more points you get. You got to keep putting it down as the correct answer. If your team got it a couple of questions ago and you haven't, and you've just been leaving it blank, let me know and I'll give you the points. Yeah. So that's So you can get the bonus. You can get the bonus every single round because it gets easier every single round. So you get more points for getting it earlier. So if that's what your team did, do let me know and I will retrospectively give you all the points that you've missed. What US state contains the wettest place on Earth? It kind of is, yeah. I see your vibe. But you'll see why, because at the end of the quiz, the bonus question will be incredibly obvious. What US state contains the wettest place on Earth? Question 5. What is the chemical symbol for sodium? That's why it's so viable to get it nice and early. What is the chemical symbol for sodium? Wettest, does that mean rainiest? Yeah, cool. I'll sort that out for you, Anna. Does that mean rainiest? Yeah, it does mean rainiest. 12 meters of precipitation fall in this place each year, and I believe it mostly falls in rain form. But I don't actually know. Because I guess the wettest place on Earth is just the ocean, right? But anyway, we're looking for the rainiest place on Earth. What's the chemical symbol for sodium? Question 6. What I word describes a strip of land connecting 2 larger bodies? A synonym is land bridge, but we're looking for a word that's like land bridge. I'll sort that out for you, and. What round did you guys first get it? Oh yeah, you first got it in round 2. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely been costing you a lot of points. As you've definitely played Table Fish in the bonus point era. But anyway, there you are. Top of the table now, and to be fair, and completely rightfully so, on 35 points. What I word describes a strip of land connecting 2 larger bodies, synonym land bridge. And I too would have been pretty frustrated if I'd been like, I've only got 1 question wrong on this whole damn quiz and I'm somehow not in first. But anyway, question 7. The significant concentration of nuclear material required to maintain a nuclear reaction is known as a what? And now I'm eating peanut M&Ms. The significant concentration of nuclear material required to maintain a nuclear reaction is known as a what? Felidae is the scientific name for a zoological group that we usually call what? Felidae is the scientific name for a zoological group that we usually call what? Quick reminder, even if you've got this already, continue to put down the correct answer and you'll continue to get points for it. Here is our pixelated for this round. I think it's getting pretty gettable now, right? I would be worried if you aren't getting it now that you're never going to get it because you haven't seen the movie. And you don't know this very famous movie still. Alright, here's a recap slide. Alfred Nobel funded his famous prizes with the proceeds of what invention? What does a barometer actually measure? Though we call it a sea, what's the world's largest lake? What US state contains the wettest place on Earth? What is the chemical symbol for sodium? What I word describes... I see that looks like L to you guys. I for island, Ireland. What I word describes a strip of land connecting two larger bodies. A synonym would be land bridge. The significant concentration of nuclear material required to maintain a nuclear reaction is known as a what? And Felidae is the scientific name for a zoological group that we usually call what? You have 2 minutes as always. It's 9:13 and a half. You have until 9:15 and a half to get those answers in. Team count is about 15 seconds left, so if you haven't already submitted your answers, please do send them in. Please do send them in. I'm going to collect those answer sheets right now. All right, teams that have The bonus, you're a Quizzard. Quarantina, Team Kalala, Yup Yup in a cup. Wisteria didn't give an answer. Denim Chicken have it. Matt and Neve, Slazin. Nope, sorry. Tam Leicesters didn't give an answer. Lions T have it. Uncivil Servants have it. And has it, of course. We know that. Frazzle Dazzle has it. Team Lobster has it. And Team Glen has it. So, most of you got it now. I'll probably give it one more round and then I'll just start giving everybody the points because it's an absolute pain to check. But anyway, let's go over the answers, shall we? Alfred Nobel funded his famous prizes with the proceeds of the invention of dynamite. I don't know if you got that. The barometer actually measures atmospheric pressure. We've just put down pressure. I wasn't being too fussy, but atmospheric pressure. So the weight of the atmosphere pressing down on us, typically the weight of air. You missed submitting. No, I didn't. I think I have your answer sheet, Wisteria. Oh, or did you just miss submitting the bonus? Yeah, you did. All right, cool. Whatever. Though we call it a sea, the largest lake in the world is the Caspian Sea. Well done if you got that. The wettest place on Earth is a mountain in Hawaii, which I think makes sense because of it being in the middle of the ocean and all that. The chemical symbol for sodium is Na. What I word describes a strip of land connecting two larger bodies. The synonym will be land bridge. The word you're looking for is isthmus. Isthmus are pretty commonly just cut by canals in the modern world. So the Panamanian Isthmus is the narrowest part of Panama, which is naturally cut by the Panama Canal. Same goes for Suez. The significant concentration of nuclear material required to maintain a nuclear reaction is known as critical mass. It's critical mass. Felidae is the scientific name for a zoological group that we usually call cats. And that answer is a tribute to my parents' cat, formerly my cat, Gimli, who after 16 and a half beautiful years on planet Earth had his final round of the bases today before heading on. So Tablefish is the only thing in my life that's coming to a little bit of a close today. Good cat. I think I was the only one he ever really liked, and I took that as a huge, huge compliment. Let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. So now we have 4 teams tied for the lead. Lads, you've got to break it up. Jesus. Quarantine Turner, you're a Quizzard and Denim Chicken. Glenn is just one off the lead in 5th on Civil Servants. Matt and Neve tied for 6th. Lions T Fake Frazzle Dazzle tied for 8th. Team Kalala in 10th. Heaps and heaps and heaps to play for. Rank 6 is called Grant. My last request. He did have a good innings. Grant, my last request. Last week I asked you to request some stuff. You all requested different stuff. It wasn't possible to give you all full rounds. So we it's pretty funny, Peter. Yeah, these are just, I guess, random questions from topics that you guys asked for. Team Cams, you should be able to see your answer sheets. So let's go. What area of the nuclear plant does Homer Simpson work in The Simpsons? Now, I got asked for Simpsons questions, and I got asked for hard Simpsons questions. This one's not the hard one, so if you're struggling, I am so sorry. What area of the nuclear plant does Homer Simpson work in The Simpsons? Question 2. What country gave the world Lego? Lionel, I don't know if old age was really what caught up with Gimli. Named after the dwarf, despite the fact the thing was massive. As Gimli the cat. I think it was his lifestyle of going out and fighting things that probably caught up with him in the end. He was battered. Absolutely battered. But yeah, good innings. What country gave the world Lego? Question 3. Dido and Aeneas by Henry Purcell is considered the only successful British what from before the 20th century? Had a couple of decent ones since, but this was the only good one from pre 1899, I guess. Died on Aeneas by Henry Purcell is considered the only successful British blank from before the 20th century. St. Mary's Church in the Hollow of White Hazel near a rapid whirlpool and the Church of St. Tisilio near the Red Cave is the English translation of a famous town name in what language? Don't know how accurate these translations are. I don't know if they're more sort of kind of nearly or if they're bang on. But St. Mary's Church in the Hollow of White Hazel near a rapid whirlpool and the Church of St. Tisilio near the Red Cave is the English translation of a famous town name in what language? Question 5. Grant My Last Request is a song by what Scottish musician? Oh, this one was me. This wasn't one of you. Grant My Last Request is a song by what Scottish musician? Question 6. What was the domain name www.table.fish originally purchased for / intended for? Some of you are like, how the heck would I know? This is a question that rewards regular players. I'm so sorry. Take a guess, put down something stupid, or just take the piss out of me, whatever you feel like doing for that. I'll be reading them, so... What was the domain name www.table.fish originally purchased for / intended for? It wasn't bought by me. I don't own it. It was bought by Aiden, one-time host of Tablefish. Question 7. When The Simpsons went to London in 2003, what Briton who voiced himself did they meet at the airport? This is cool. It's really cool that he voiced himself. I specifically picked this question because even those who don't like The Simpsons are going to like the answer and the story behind the answer, I think, a little bit. Maybe not, but anyway. When The Simpsons went to London in 2003, what Briton who voiced himself did they meet in the airport? And question 8. Who was born first, Mozart or Beethoven? 50-50. A rare multiple choice on Tablefish. Who was born first, Mozart or Beethoven? Alright, it's really the last round I'm accepting answers for this. I figure if you haven't got it, you're not going to get it. So it'd be unduly punishing to continue and I'll give you points for it. So from next round, everyone gets points for it. But what movie is this? Please no. That's Timothy Robbins, if that helps. Tim Robbins. Alright, and here's your recap slide for the round. What area of the nuclear plant is Homer Simpson working in The Simpsons? What country gave the world Lego? Dido and Aeneas by Henry Purcell is considered the only successful British blank for the 20th century. What's the blank? St. Mary's Church in the Hollow of the White Hazel near a rapid whirlpool and the Church of St. Tisilio near the Red Cave is the English translation of a famous town name in what language? Grant My Last Request is a song by what Scottish musician? What was the Welsh domain? What was the domain name www.table.fish originally purchased for / intended for? When The Simpsons went to London in 2003, who did they meet in the airport? And who was born first, Mozart or Beethoven? Team captains, you have 2 minutes. It's 9:26. You have until 9:28 to get those answers in. It was a website just for my mustache pics. That is completely correct. Alright, I'm collecting those answer sheets. If you haven't already hit submit, please do hit it. Still on a Tinder date. Welcome to the scoreboard, first of all. Secondly, where did you come from? And how's the Tinder date going? Team Kalala are flexing their knowledge of composers. Alright, let's look over the answer to this question, shall we? The area of the nuclear plant that Homer Simpson works in is Sector 7G. Apologies for anyone who had a real false positive where they really knew Sector 7G, but they thought the answer was control room. 7G was what we're looking for. That's what we gave points for. If you really knew it and the question was just bad, drop me a line. I'll give you the points. I'm feeling good today. Denmark gave the world Lego. Thank you, Denmark. Died on Aeneas by Henry Purcell is really the only successful British opera, apparently, from before the 20th century. If anyone has any complaints with that analysis, take it up with the Guardian, because that's where I got that. St. Mary's Church is in the hollow of White Hazel near a rapid whirlpool in the Church of St. Tysilio near the Red Cave is the English translation of a famous town name from the Welsh language. No prizes for guessing what team requested Welsh town names as their last request. Grandma last request by Paolo Nutini. He's back touring, I think, next year in Ireland. Table.fish was originally purchased as a restaurant reservation, like Open Table was the idea behind it. In particular, to solve the problem of people not showing up to Irish restaurant reservations around Christmas time, which used to be a popular thing that happened to restaurants, and a problem that Aidan was trying to solve when he bought Table.fish. When the Simpsons went to London in 2003, they met Tony Blair in the airport. He actually voiced his character, despite the fact that, if you recall correctly, that was bang in the middle of his prime ministership of the United Kingdom, and actually while he was at war in a couple of countries. Took him 8 months to negotiate the contract, and he recorded it from 10 Downing Street. So there you go. Who was born first, Mozart or Beethoven? I've always thought Mozart was the more modern. I don't know why. I think it's because most pictures of him are color, maybe, and the Beethoven pictures are all black and white. I have no idea what's going on there. Mozart, which doesn't make any sense, right, from a logistical point of view. But anyway, Mozart's older, apparently. That's it. That's that. That gets us on to round 7. You want to hear me try to pronounce that Welsh town name? I don't even know it, but wait, Glenn actually put it in his answer. Plan Fair. Nah, here, listen. There's a segment in the middle that's PWLLGW. NGYLLG, that's like a solid that's like a solid 11 consonants. What is going on here? Someone on Countdown's had a nightmare. Bring Carol back. Right, listen, scoreboard. It's tight. It's tight. Top of the table. Your Quiz and Harry finally in the lead. They're on 51 points. Just behind them, Team Glenn. Denim Chicken tied for second. And in fourth, Matt and Eve in the lead in the final Tablefish Quiz. Or in fifth. Lions T in sixth. Quarantine Turner. Fake Fazadals and Lone Civil Servants are all tied with them. Team Kalala and Caledonia McBrae tied for 10th. Loads to play for. And it's Evans a music round, so we have to mute the lo-fi. Many of you will know that Music Rounds got the original Tablefish channel deleted from YouTube suddenly, and I've never been able to get it back, which is a shame because there was a lot of good memories on that channel, a lot of good data in that channel too. Like how many people watched our biggest ever Tablefish quiz. That was kind of, that history was in that channel. We had 230 teams that day, which was outrageous, like absolutely outrageous. Height of the pandemic, obviously, but a real buzz. You got to imagine sitting in this seat, really, really cool. But anyway. It eventually got us banned. On our music rounds, what we do is we play each song twice. It's a 10-second snippet from each song. I'm just looking for the name of the song. I'm not looking for the name of the artist. Put it in if you know it. But just looking for the name of the song. We're going to play each twice. There's no recap. So you have one shot. I'll have a look. I don't think you lost points for spelling something wrong, but I'll have a look down at chicken. I promise I'll have a look. All right. Team captains. Everybody be very quiet. Should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's go. And again. I'll give you another couple of seconds to think about that. Don't even joke about it, Glenn. Don't even joke about it. Because I'm going to later on in the quiz. But anyway. Question 2. Let's go. Yeah, I couldn't help but having a slight jab at all of you people who aren't cheating on Tablefish Quiz. After all these years, knowing that I've no way of enforcing it. Let's go. What an absolutely banging song. Top quality. Let's go on to question 3. And what a scummy man. Just give him half a chance, I bet he'll rob you if he can. Can see it in his eyes, yeah, that he's gotta drive him. And again. And what a scummy man. Just give him half a chance, I bet he'll rob you if he can. Can see it in his eyes, yeah, that he's gotta drive him. Let's shoot on to question 4. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know. These are all certified bangers, by the way. These shouldn't be hard. Like, these songs are all absolute crackers. Top drawer. Let's go. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know. They did pretty much all come out of Spotify lists that I've listened to. Yeah. I wasn't risking getting banned for YouTube to play some random shit I've never heard before. Let's go. Oh, Paul, I didn't. I can actually show you that I did put song 2 in at song 2, and then I deleted it for a different reason. But I actually did have it in for about an hour today before I changed my mind. Let's go on to question 6. And I want these words to make things right, but it's the wrongs that make the words come to life. Who does he think he is? And again. And I want these words to make things right, but it's the wrongs that make the words come to life. Who does he think he is? Question 7. And again for that one. And the final one. There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. Right, so I'll give you guys 30 seconds to get those answers in. There's no recap. I'll put this up just for the sake of giving people another chance to look at it, but you're all getting points for it. It's also acts as a useful timer, I guess. So I can make sure I'm only giving you 30 seconds. But do just get those answers in. I expect straight 9s on this round. I actually genuinely do. I don't want to hit the X key as I correct these. Collecting the answer sheets, team captains. I said at the start of the quiz, if you were hoping there wouldn't be any sentimentality, that you would be disappointed. Yes. Just give me a second to correct these. one of your early dates was on a Tablefish quiz. One of my friend's early dates was on a Tablefish quiz, and it was with an Irish girl he met. Maybe it's you guys. Maybe you just haven't told me. It was with an Irish girl he met in London. They both lived in London. Yeah, he hadn't told us who he was dating. Very, very good friend of mine. He hadn't told us who he was dating, etc., etc., etc. And they did the quiz, and she goes, "Oh, this is weird. This is also my cousin's quiz." And her cousin was Aiden, and then we were just very quickly able to triangulate who that person was. And it was, again, one of their first dates, maybe their second or third date. And I'm going to their wedding in October, which is wild. Absolutely wild. Just still correcting. Just give me a second here. Takes longer to correct when I force all of your answers to come in at the same time. And all right, let's do this. Here I go again on my own. Whitesnake. Here I go again. Hey. But I was a fool, laying by the rules. The gods make rolling down. Winner takes it all, of course. ABBA. We weren't getting through this round without ABBA. Sorry, folks. And what a scummy man. Just give him half a chance. I bet he'll rob you if he can. Matt, don't think I don't remember your kid being born. When the sun goes down, Arctic Monkeys. And when the sun goes down. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know. That is Semisonic closing time. You may have noticed the theme. Don't you forget about me, Simple Minds. And I want these words to make things right, but it's the wrongs that make the words come to life. Who does he think he is? Thanks for the Memories by Fall Out Boy. Bocelli and Brightman, time to say goodbye. There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. Crowded House, don't dream it's over. So yeah, quick run on that. Here I go again. Winner takes it all. When the sun goes down, it's closing time. Don't you forget about me. Thanks for the memories. Time to say goodbye. And don't dream it's over. Which would have been a good mic drop moment, but tradition dictates we finish with alphabet soup, and so one more to go. Let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. See how we're all doing. A lot of names on that round. Jill did really, really well. As a result, the top of the scoreboard stays thus. Euraquizer, Team Glenn, Denim Chicken, and Matt and Neve, Lions, T-Fake, Fazadaz, Zone, Civil Servants, Squad, Tina Turner, Team Kalala, Brain, Team Lobster, Slaz and Keen, Tab Mice on the road, Yup in a Cup, Wisteria, still on a Tinder date. Loads and loads and loads to play for up and down the table. Mathematically speaking, anyone from 5th can win it, and everyone can move. So let's go on. Alphabet Soup. Team captains, should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's go. What CE method of heat transfer best describes how a lava lamp works? How could you get still on a Tinder date to win? Mathematically speaking, you just can't. Yeah. What C method of heat transfer best describes how a lava lamp works? It was a risky strategy by them skipping the first, it must be said, skipping the first 5 rounds. They were always giving themselves a bit of an uphill struggle. Actually, they weren't even there for that, so they don't even get that reference. But anyway, where would you find experimental prototype community of tomorrow? God, Bose 2000, that's a blast from the past. Hope you're doing well. Where would you find the experimental prototype community of tomorrow? What American city's airport uses the code ORD? I think I've probably asked this before. I don't know why. There's a billion airports in the world, and this one always comes to mind when I want to ask this question. What American city's airport uses the code ORD? Question 4. What does VCR actually stand for? I didn't know. I didn't know the answer to this question when I wrote it. I was like, I'm going to write this question, and I'm going to look up the answer, and then I'm going to put it in as the answer. What does VCR stand for? Question 5. This MPV probably represents the best worst chance of Tablefish coming back soon. Question 6. What does the internet slang MFW mean? As in, MFW, people are being mean. Sorry, Paul. Someday it'll come back in a hipster fashion and I'll know what it is. Until then, may as well be Betamax. What does the internet slang MFW mean? Example, MFW, people are being mean. Question 7. The Trivial Pursuit board game was introduced in what country? Hint. If you've played enough Tablefish, you'll know. You won't know, but you'll know. Trivial Pursuit board game was introduced in what country? Hint, if you've played enough Tablefish, you'll know. Just leave us a note for question 8. Everybody's getting points. Just leave us a note. I'll reveal the answer to this in a minute, but that's the unpixelated picture. Here is your recap side for the round. It's 9:52. You guys have 2 minutes. How we doing? Answers wise. Just give me a second here. Just correct me, give me a sec here. Very important correction going on, given how close the top of the table is. Probably shouldn't have given so many gimmies in the fun around, eh? Alright, table foggle. So that goes off, that goes on. Oh, I have to collect the answer sheets. If you haven't submitted your answers, do submit them. It's quite important. That's how you get points and stuff. Table Fog is our word game. If you haven't played in it a long time and you're coming back tonight, firstly, welcome back. Secondly, this is our word game. It's Boggle. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to make as many words as you can of 3 letters or greater out of the grid of letters that you see. You can go diagonally up, down, left, or right. We'll start at 57:20 on my clock, which is in 3 seconds. And we'll go to 59:20. Let's go. The word hate is across the top, right? I'll give that to everyone for free, but please don't miss the word pint, which balances it quite nicely. Yeah, when it was first introduced, I thought this was great. And over time, it just became a pain. But I never wanted to take it away. Aiden, if you're playing, I'm not saying it was just a pain because I kind of committed to doing it all the time. We ended up always doing it. 1 minute and 5 seconds left, folks. I never really thought I could stop. And we are done. Let's go through the answers. What C method of heat transfer best describes a lava lamp? Convection. Where did you find the experimental prototype community of tomorrow? It's Epcot. You find it at Disney World. I accepted Florida. I actually even accepted people just at Epcot. What American city uses ORD? Chicago. O'Hare Airport. VCR stands for Video Cassette Recorder, which is one word with 2 letters in the acronym, apparently. MPV, monkeypox virus. Watch out, it's coming for you. MFW on the internet means my face when, as in my face when something stupid happens. People are being mean. The Trivial Pursuit board game was introduced in Canada. For a long time, Canada, which just has a lot of interesting trivia about it. It's big, it's got lots of islands, it's got a long border, it's... I don't know. I guess a lot of stuff is interesting because it's Canadian, simply because it's not American. So when something's Canadian, you're like, oh, it's cool. That's not to say America's uncool, it's just to say that America's the obvious answer. So when it's the not obvious answer, it's more interesting. And that's something that's true of table fishing and quizzes in general, right? Always go for the boring one. Thank you for your notes. Points for all. This was Shawshank Redemption. The moment that Tim Robbins emerges from the prison and gets absolutely soaking wet. This will be me next Tuesday at 8 o'clock on my way to Los Angeles. But anyway. Scoreboard. So our reigning Table Foggle champions, first of all, because people love Table Foggle. Quarantina Turner, 56 points. Couldn't be happier. Quarantina Turner were dominant in the early days of Table Foggle. Nice. First place tonight on 69 points. Giggity. You're Wizard Harry. Team Glenn in second, Denim Chicken. Tied with them. Tied podium. Matt and Neve and Anand. Lions D in sixth. Fazal Razzle along with them and Uncivil Servants. Quarantina Turner ninth. Team Kalala. Folks, I enjoyed it more than you did. Thanks for playing. Lads, the quiz ended like 7 minutes ago. Why are y'all still watching? No, a big thank you to Katie, Aidan, Richie, and Rick, and to everybody. We'll be playing quizzes in person from next week. We'll be answering questions instead of writing them. But again, thank you to everybody. Sorry for ending it so abruptly.